It's the Playhouse Podcast with Kat and JJ.
Believe it. I missed everything.
Miss the show?
What am I going to do?
Check out the Daily Podcast.
What's the craziest thing you've seen on public transit? What Kat and her husband saw just the other day spawned a pretty decent conversation about what people have seen on the bus or on the train. Something you probably should be aware of coming up here in a couple of seconds. Let's go.
All right. So this woman is, I think a lot of people, when it comes to football, because you have to be like a diehard fan to really go all in for the Super Bowl. She's just excited it's over.
So I'm sitting here and my boyfriend's like, I'm so excited for the Super Bowl. And I'm like, you know what? Me too, babe. I am so excited to get hammered to celebrate football season being over. I cannot wait to have Housewives on the television with a glass of wine. Woo! Here we come.
There you go. I get her. I see her. I get her.
It's been a long 20 weeks for a lot of people.
You know, a lot of people overhype football. A lot of people overhype other things that I don't quite understand. What is something that you don't understand the hype around?
I guess I didn't for me, I'll just go back to football. I didn't understand how so many people got triggered by a guy singing.
Yeah.
That I couldn't believe it. Like, I'm like, how does this even bother you if you don't like it with anything else? Turn the channel, go to the bathroom, go get some more wings. Yeah. It blows my mind that you can get triggered by another human being singing on television when you have an infinite number of choices of what to watch. Mm-hmm. But you're telling me you got bothered by a guy singing in Spanish?
I loved my 13-year-old.
Hell out of here.
He goes, well, T-minus 4 minutes until Facebook freaks out. And he was so right. Like the last note of the halftime show, people boom, 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 boom. And, you know, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. And that's just
great.
Fine.
It doesn't mean we all need to hear it. For me, it's the same with politics.
Yeah.
When anybody gets triggered by politics, you're kidding me. That triggers you? You have so little going on in your life that's what you want to argue about?
I would also be careful with what you post because you never know who is your superior, who may be of Latin descent or just is not racist. And you just might want to watch it. You know what I mean? Like, and then you can't get mad or upset when you get penalized for something that you post on the flip
side, all these people saying this or that about the other show with Kid Rock and stuff. Oh, I hate him. He's not. How do you hate somebody you don't know?
Yeah,
I don't get any of that. Like it's all maybe I just don't care enough. But if it gets to the point where like my identity revolves around whether or not a guy sang a Spanish song on TV, then it's going to be a pretty sad day. I'd like to consider myself a little more educated than that.
Yeah, I really didn't mind what you chose, but I'm kind of glad the hype is all over with that. You know what hype I don't get? Outdoor music festivals. I just don't get it. I get if you've made like amazing memories.
You're too bougie.
And then you're kind of, yes.
It's the porta potty and the sleeping on the ground for you, isn't
it? That's it. Listen, I would never. I have glamped at one, and that is the only way. They filled up our water every morning. That is the only way. I love to get dressed up, go to a nice dinner, go see a show, and then be in my bed by midnight. There's no way I could do an outdoor music festival. Some people love to be like dirty and sweaty, and like that's the effort you put into it.
Hang with your friends is big.
Dang, I could hang with my friends for 3 hours. That's it, and then I'm back in my bed.
What happened is you got comfortable with your life. You got comfortable with all the comforts you have at home.
Yes,
you got comfortable with your routine, and you just don't want to get out of that.
I never got uncomfortable. So I like my life like that. I also don't get the hype around Apple products. I don't get the hype around AirPods. I think
You have AirPods?
Never. No, I can't.
Well,
they don't stay in my ears.
I would never.
They don't stay in my ears. And I don't know why you wear 2 watches.
It's not a watch. What is that? It's a Whoop band. It's the same as the people with the Oura Ring. It just helps.
So there's another one. I don't get that stuff. Like, why can't you listen to your body? It's so weird to have something around your.
This thing will tell you if you need more sleep, your sleep recovery. It'll tell you before you're getting sick. I literally
have a body that will be like, you're super tired right now. You have to take a nap or you have to go to bed. And do you listen to it if it says you need more sleep?
I check all my stuff every day. Yeah, it's the same as going to a doctor almost every day and them taking your vital signs. Why wouldn't you want to be in touch with your health? I'm looking to live. Like, I'm trying to live my best life.
If they can prove that thing helps you live longer than me, then I will be very impressed.
If I take health cues from it and I adjust my health, Wouldn't you think that's well, then by the same method? Then by the same method, why don't you drink a pint of a liter of vodka and smoke 50 cigarettes a day?
Why would I do that? That's bad for you.
Why don't you? Exactly. So if this is telling me that,
how do I
something
know
in my
that
life
that's
is
better for me?
Because it tells you all your body's key elements.
My body tells me that. I'm sorry, I grabbed my.
Yeah, that's so weird that you grabbed your breast when you did that. What
They're
don't
just
you,
there.
Yeah, what don't you understand? Like, as we're talking about this, what in your life you're just like, I don't get it. I don't get the hype. I don't get what people get freaked out about. What's yours?
Daniel texted, I don't get girls.
Same, brother. Kat brought up this morning this woman who was just not fully understanding the whole football process.
So I'm sitting here and my boyfriend's like, I'm so excited for the Super Bowl. And I'm like, you know what? Me too, babe. I am so excited to get hammered to celebrate football season being over. I cannot wait to have Housewives on the television with a glass of wine. Woo! Here we come.
Get a girl.
Speaking your language, isn't it?
It is. I don't mind it. Jesse had concurred with Daniel. I just don't get girls either.
She says that I am one. Mark had said the things that you just don't get. He said hunting. All of my friends go. I just go to Costco.
Yeah. But I get hunting. I get like the tradition around it and the time spent with whoever you go with every
Plus
single year.
You accomplish something. You know what I mean? Like there's a genuine accomplishment for that.
Yeah. And Derek had said multiple times while we were ice fishing, I just don't understand how people do this every weekend. But if you go with like people that you love, like if you make it a family thing, and I get that, I could see that would be fun.
Jesse, why don't you get girls?
Oh, they're so complicated.
Are you one that's like, I don't have any girlfriends. Girls are drama. I only have guy friends. Is that you or?
I have one amazing girlfriend, and that's who I like to stick to because she understands, but it's like no other girl understands.
Understands what, Jesse? What don't they understand?
Oh, logic, rationality, said over things said that I don't understand.
Yeah.
And then argue my point even though I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's what I don't get about
So with girlfriends, it's all about quality, not quantity. That's what I've learned too. So if you have one really good one, you hold on with a death grip. So I'm glad that you have that. But there are more great ones out there. I have a great group of girlfriends. It's a good bond to have because guys just don't understand certain things that you might say, and then to have to over-explain it, like
Jesse,
what you're going through.
What do you do for a living? Can I ask? Are you more surrounded by women or men at your job?
Equal. I work with 8 people, and 4 girls, 4 guys.
And the girls are just all out there, huh?
Every single one is different. You have to approach everyone differently. Like,
so complicated.
Hey, I heard this, that you needed a little bit of help. Or the other one is like, hey, get over here. I've been waiting. And I'm like, whoa, you just come and said, hey, you want to give me a hand? I'll be like, sure.
Yeah. It's so you think that's everyone, situation. Though? I feel like everyone you have to read differently. We have guys and girls around here that you have to, sometimes pussyfoot around or
I like lady friends that I don't work with.
Fair enough.
There you go.
At least you know what you like. I appreciate you checking in. I hope you have a really good day today. Tell me something good. You're first up, Kat. Tell us a little something good, please.
It's kind of an update, too, and a feel-good story at the same time. Remember that Honda Civic that was fully encased in water because that water main broke during the cold snap?
They couldn't even get into her car, right?
No, and so it's owned by a teacher named Tiana Graham, and they were like, Carvana felt so bad for her because her car was broken after that. All the windows were busted out. There were a lot of dents, and they were like, you know what? We're going to surprise you.
Hi, guys! My mom and sister have made it to Philly, and we are going to go to Carvana, which is right over there, in a second.
On the behalf of the Carvana family, that car is yours.
Are you for real? Really?
I am for real.
Thank you guys so much. This has been awesome. They just gave me a car. Yes, they did.
That is awesome.
That is so cool. And guess what was inside? Loaded up with school supplies for all of her kids. So, and teachers spend so much money out of their own pocket to supply their kids with what they need every year. So that is what's good.
Doing it right at Carvana. Tell me something good. How about you? What's good?
I did not have as much hair to get rid of for our trip as I thought. Like, what a pleasant surprise. So I'm all ready. I have to go get my pedicure today sometime.
I did see that the when I was watching stocks over the weekend, that Bic is down tremendously. And so I was like, dang, Kat must be ready.
I am poolside ready. I cannot wait. And the eye is on the prize when it comes to getting beachside and just walking around, toes in the sand with all of our amazing listeners. That is what's good.
Tell me something good. They kind of stole my thunder. I'm just kind of like short timer syndrome, you know, like when you give a 2-week notice, and you're like, I could probably push this off for a while. Somebody else will take care of it. I got a lot of that going on right now as we get ready for our party plane to paradise. But just kind of really, now that the Super Bowl is over, warm weather is on the way, just the anticipation of summer and how good it feels to be outside. That's, for me, was good. Tell me something good. Yeah, I want you to tell everybody what's good in your life right now.
Something great that's working out for me is that I am on an amazing weight loss journey and have lost 180 pounds.
Oh, my God.
180, you said?
180, yes.
That is so incredible. And what is your secret? Like, people love a good hack or secret.
To be completely honest with you, I was just eating so wrong and I was never exercising. I've started exercising almost every day of the week, like for 60 minutes. I do the elliptical and I portion out my meals and I just eat healthier, and it's worked, the combination of diet and exercise.
Yeah, that's so fantastic. Great
Congratulations.
Job. Thank you so much. I'm so proud of it.
I wake up with them every morning. It's me through the morning drive to work.
Hey, grateful you could spend some time with us this morning. It's Kat and JJ, and Rob joins us. So we saw your text, man, and you've got a little bit of a conundrum going on here.
Oh, man, yeah. I just recently went on this third date with this really cool chick, and, like, we really hit it off. And I'm thinking, like, this one could actually be the one. But, like, she has these tattoos that I just, like, would it be weird if I asked her to get tattoos removed before we got married?
Are they, like, hate tattoos? Like, it's not a swastika or something, right?
What is it?
No, of course not. Like, that would be a huge red flag.
Yeah.
I'm not dating anybody for 3 more dates if they had a swastika.
What are the tats
tattoo.
then?
That's weird. She has these, like, paw prints going up the side of her neck.
Okay.
And, I mean, they kind of end at the shoulder. It's not even, like, a full tattoo. It's weird.
So here you are, like, imagining maybe being with this woman for the rest of your life, and then you go to the altar, and she walks down. She looks gorgeous, and then she gets closer, and that stuff's all over her neck. That's the hang-up.
I don't think I could...
I want to offer you a couple of words of advice from my late father, who used to say, when I would say, hey, I am dating this girl, he would calmly say, just by looking at her, that's the kind of girl you date, not marry. So I know you're really into this girl, but I'm just telling you, the puppy prints up the side of your neck, you got to find, first off, you got to find out if they have, like, tremendous meaning to her. And if not, then I don't think it's too much to ask, is it, to get those removed?
Just say, hey, have you ever thought, like, do like a joke and then see, you got to gauge her face.
That's a good way, yeah.
Like how dare you want me to change something about myself? And then if that's the vibe you get, then just go find somebody else.
You know, that's good. I don't think she's ever talked about having a puppy before, so I hope they don't mean anything.
So and I'm going to put you on hold, and I want you to kind of hear what listeners are going to say about this. But is it too much to ask somebody to remove a tattoo?
I would think if it is, like you said, one of those offensive tattoos, that's their personality. So that you can't just remove a tattoo and then their personality just wouldn't be there anymore. But they're puppy paws. So I don't know. Maybe see if she's even been entertaining the idea. You know, you could even lie and say, I got something removed. I got a tattoo removed. Would you ever do that?
Humans have the weirdest hangups. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's where the adage comes in. There are so many fish in the sea. So listen, if it doesn't work, just move on.
I'd be curious if anyone's ever been through a situation like this where you were asked to remove a tattoo, or you had to. Maybe it was a job and you had to get it removed.
Yeah.
Because you really wanted that new job. Or it just
work here or get rid of it.
These concert tickets are just stacking up in here. It seems like every day we're getting more and more. So we got Tim McGraw along with Lady A and the Chicks. You got Zayn Malik. You got the Black Crowes. You got Neo and Akon, and you got Louis Tomlinson. And you get to choose which show you want to go to if you join our live show Tuesday morning at 7:05. Right now, let's finish up what was fun on Monday with the rest of the podcast.
So I saw when I was walking out to my car, Derek was walking me out to my car, and I said, oh my God, look at that. This person was on the bus, and the bus driver was stopped at the stop right across from where I
This is
parked.
an adult, not a school bus, right?
This is public transit.
transportation.
And so this person was in the back window of the back of the bus, and they were turning the opposite way. So they were leaning their back up against the seat in front of them. And they had set up like this huge tablet so they could stay entertained for whatever amount they were riding this bus for, wherever they had to go. And then they had like this big tray in front of them, and they had like food in front of them. So they had like a whole little
Like their
area
living room
set up in back. And I guess like on a really, really cold day, like what we've been experiencing, if you just have to pay whatever amount it costs to ride the bus and just sit there on a warm bus all day, might be a better alternative than to post up at a store that's going to tell you to leave, and then you'll be back out in the cold. And
also, you think this person didn't have a home?
I kind of felt that way. Like, you set up shop. If you're going to be on the bus, like especially around here, it's not that long of a ride.
But if you're going to take the mega bus to Chicago, I get it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
this is public.
Like, you're going to be on the bus for 10 hours, I get it. But I mean, most public transit, you're on there for less than an hour, right?
Yes, I would say less than a half hour, because you really just do a loop. You go to like the mall area and then back, And so I was like, wow, they really set up shop. And then right behind their back was this guy whose face was up on the window like this. And all you saw was the steam from his breath, like that dinosaur scene on Jurassic Park, where the T-Rex breathes. And I'm just like, wow, what a crew. Like, I get if you have to live in a big city and you have to ride the bus and stuff like that all the time, I guarantee you see some crazy stuff. If you live in Philadelphia, there is that zombie zone that people are going through, with the drugs and everything like that.
Fentanyl.
And then Portland too. And there was one guy that wanted to take the train or like a bus or something like that. And he goes, nope, I'll walk. He had a video of all the people in there were like zombies. Like they had gone in there to do their drugs, and just not a good situation.
Last summer, my wife and I were in Chicago. We were taking the L from the city out to Wrigley Field, and it wasn't very packed because we got out there really early. We wanted to go bar hopping for a little while, and a guy in the same car had his backpack, took it off, and I'm just kind of watching because he's across the way, and he pulled out 3 juggling balls.
Oh.
And he's just sitting there, and he just stood up and started juggling. He didn't put a hat down. He didn't want any money. He was just practicing his juggling on the L train. It's kind of swaying back and forth. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, this is fascinating to me. Like, this guy rides the train probably every day. Maybe he's an actor in training, or he's going to be a clown in another life or something like that.
Yeah.
But he's just sitting there juggling back and forth. He'd go to 2 hands and then stopped and grabbed a 4th ball and started working on it. And I'm like, he's great hand-eye coordination. And he had it all figured out. It was really fun to watch.
That's cute. Was there enough room to do it though?
Plenty.
Like, some people don't.
Plenty.
Okay, then I'd be fine with it. But some people are like socially inept where they don't realize that they're doing something.
The weirdest is when you're in a packed car and there's either an older woman or a pregnant woman, and all of these guys will not give up their seat. That one always blows my mind. I just sit there just going, you were raised wrong, man. Like, this person really probably needs to sit down. Like, I just, that blows my mind.
You got to call those people out. Sometimes people need to be called out.
Nope, not on a train like that.
For bad behavior.
No, that's how people get shot. Like, I ain't looking to piss off that guy.
Yeah.
Like, no, it ain't my business.
Then I guess you got to be the one to get up.
No, I'm fine with that. I got zero problems getting up for a pregnant chick or an old person. I got no problems whatsoever. But I'm for sure not telling a guy I don't know how much of a piece of crap he is for not standing up and then getting shivved in the subway.
All right.
Like, that ain't about it.
I had texted Madison back. So Madison is going to be calling in what she experiences on her public transit ride to work. Which I'm excited to hear about, and yours. You have dealt with something on public transit. Maybe you take the subway to work if you live in a bigger city. I'd love to hear what you saw that was a little wild.
So Kat was talking about the guy she saw on the bus the other day who had basically like a TV tray set up in front of him. He was eating all his snacks, but then he had his tablet kind of posted up there too. So basically he turned the city bus into his living room.
Yeah, he was at the very back of the bus. And normally if people set up in the back of the bus, they don't want to be bothered. Maybe he planned to be there the whole day because it was a very, very cold day. And so, yeah, he was actually turned backwards in the bus, just set up shop. I'm like, Derek, look at that guy.
Sounds
He's
comfy.
like, yeah, it kind of made his own little area back there. But then in front of him was this guy that was like up against the window, and his face, and you could just tell maybe he had a long day or something, but he was sleeping and you could see his breath against the window, and you see all sorts of things on public transit.
Madison, tell us about the person you're seeing on the bus all the time, huh?
You know, it's interesting because you see so many different things on the bus every day, but the craziest thing I feel like I see is I see this older gentleman, and I don't know his name, but I see him every single day. And bless his heart, he's just always falling asleep. And I'm like, oh my goodness, is there anybody there to, you know, take care of this man? First of all, I feel like, you know, he's obviously falling asleep because he's exhausted. He's probably working, and I hate to see our senior citizens, you know, our senior citizens work like that. Like, I feel like the man should be retired.
Same.
But I'm always waking, you know, like that hurts me. But I always wake him up every single day, and he's just so sweet. I see him fall asleep against the window, and before I get off to go to my stop to get home, I wake him up. But I'm about to go on vacation, and
I was just going to ask that. What happens if you're not there?
Yeah.
Is this guy just going to just stay on the bus all day?
I'm sure the bus driver will wake him up, don't you?
I don't know. Like, I don't have so much faith in human beings anymore. Like, I hope that he gets woken up before his stop, that he's just not going around and around and around public transportation.
You know what I think? Do you have somebody else that gets off when you get off too? Maybe you can say, hey, do like kind of like a tag out. I'm going on vacation. He's yours now. Wake him up every day.
That's not a bad idea.
I love your heart.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, you're a good person.
Sweet.
Well, thank you.
Coming up next.
Up next with Kat and JJ.
Then imagine you're halfway through the next route by the time you wake up, and you got to wait it out all the way to get back home again.
If I didn't wake my sister up on our school bus in Guam, she would have just rode it back to wherever they store the buses every single day. I'd be like, Emily, wake up. She'd just drool everywhere. The school day really knocked her out. So I get it.
That was always on the way home. It wasn't necessarily on the way to school.
On the way home. And she'd be all sweaty because it was like a hot environment. And it was she had a look to her. But
Fast forward to now, are you super surprised?
No. I love that Madison, she has such a big heart. And when it's stuff like that, I think that it's kind of our duty as another human, you know, to kind of look out for other people. It's like this person she noticed is so tired, so old.
Well, it's not like the first time she saw him sleeping and she just waking him up. Like, you're seeing this as a routine and you're looking out for his well-being.
And maybe he like really counts on you to do that, and he can get some Z's.
He's coming home from his greeting job at Walmart. It was a tough day. A lot of people were angry.
I like that. That was a really good human story.
I want you to think about your incomplete life, Kat.
Okay.
You ever had a break-in?
We've never had a break-in, and I've lived through the era that we never locked our doors. We slept with the windows open. All of my friends, their doors were always open, unlocked. So
when I was 7 or 8, my parents had a detached garage on our home, you know, maybe 15 yards from our house. And I remember we came back, I think, from a baseball game, and it was dark. And my dad could see that the light was on in there, and he never left a light on.
Yeah.
And I remember getting out of the car, or at least rolling down the window, right? Because he said, stay in here. And he walked up to the door, and he knocked on it. He said, I know someone's in there. I have firearm, or I have a gun. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to get out and leave everything you may have put in your pockets or on you.
Yeah.
And then he just calmly walked away.
And was somebody in there?
Yeah, they escaped out. The garage door was open, and they ran out the garage door and through our neighbor's yard.
Wow.
And I was like, that is a calm way of handling something that could escalate into a violent situation really fast.
What a man. Derek would elbow me and go check it out.
Well, it was my dad or his 7-year-old kid, but he was just so calm about it. He goes, I know you're in there. I'm going to give you a minute to get the hell out.
Dang.
I am armed. And we never caught it. My dad didn't even report it to the police. He just They'll learn their lesson.
That is crazy.
That kind of came into my mind this morning when I was reading the story about someone's Nana. She's an 82-year-old lady who was getting ready for bed the other night, heard a man pounding on her door, claiming he was sick and needed an ambulance. So she refused to let him in. Then he broke the door down. He probably thought she's an easy target.
Yeah.
You hear an old lady through the door and you go, I can probably ransack this for everything. Well, he was wrong. Nana, her real name, by the way, is Willie.
Oh.
Which I think is badass. She's an award-winning power lifter. Her deadlift at 82 or 83 years old is over 225 pounds.
You gonna learn today.
She looked at the man as he broke into her home and said, you picked the wrong house. Then she picked up her dining room table and crushed it over his body until it shattered. And then she went to work on this guy. She grabbed the metal legs off the kitchen table, the broken table, and started beating him until he was unconscious. Then she squirted a bottle of shampoo into his eyes to blind him. By the time the cops arrived, the intruder was laying on the porch begging for him to be taken away. He left in the ambulance he originally asked for. Willie did such a number on him that she decided not to press charges, figuring the beating was punishment enough.
Wow. Old school.
And when your grandparents get into their 70s or their 80s, you're like, oh, there's no way we can let them move to Mesa by themselves. Something bad could happen.
Right.
Until Grandma Willie puts an ass whooping on a guy.
I got to find out her real name. Wilhelmina?
Willie, what did I see here?
Willie
Murphy.
Wilhelmina Murphy.
82-year-old Willie Murphy beat the snot out of this guy with a table leg and put him in the ambulance because he thought she was an easy target.
He gets to jail. He's got to flip that story like you should see the other guy. You can't possibly say
I tried to stop a locomotive.
Or you got to say old man Willie, you know.
Or 10 grandparents beat me up or something like that. But I wanted to open this up for anyone who's had their home or maybe a vehicle broken into. I want to know what the result was. Did they ever catch the person? And I always think guy. I know it's wrong, but I don't think a lot of ladies out there are kicking down doors and looking to beat up grandma. But you had your home broken into or your vehicle broken into. What'd they get? Better yet, did they ever get caught? I'm looking for the resolution to these kind of stories, right? Any dirtbag can break in somewhere, but you caught them. Can you give us your story real quick? How many times do you think you hit redial on that phone over the last few months, Amber?
I couldn't even tell you.
How many times do you listen and you could have gotten 5 for 5?
Actually, a few times. Yeah. I was like, oh, I could have totally had that.
All right.
So you obviously know the game pretty well. It's called Coulda, Shoulda, Woulda. Your first duty is to figure out who's going to give you the best odds at winning this money. You want to play with Kat or myself?
Let's go with Kat.
Okay, so we're going to kick her out of the studio once she's in the hallway and she can't hear us anymore. I'm just going to drop on you 5 little words. All you have to do is give us the first words that pop into your brain when you hear those. We'll just wait on Miss Kat to get herself out there. And off we go. Again, Amber, I just need the first word that you think of when you hear the word. Gotta grab a pen. Score. S-C-O-R-E. What's the first word you think of when you hear that?
Game.
Amber, what's the first word you think of when you hear the word today?
Today?
Yeah, today.
Today. That's a hard one. Tomorrow.
That's what I would have said. What's the first word you think of when you hear the word dollar?
Bill.
And the first word you think of when you hear the word circus?
Clown.
And finally, the last word you think, or the first word you think of when you hear the word price, P-R-I-C-E.
Tag.
Yeah, good ones. I think we got a pretty good chance here. We're going to bring Kat back into the studio. Once she's settled in, I'm going to give her the same 5 words. If she gives me the same 5 answers, then you got yourself 100 doll hairs. So, once Kat gets settled in here, Amber, what do you give for odds here? Pretty good odds? You think she's going to match up with you quite a bit?
I think so. I think I got some good odds.
Okay, let's do this.
Kat, what is the first word? Let's try the easiest ones here first. What's the first word you think of when you hear the word dollar?
Bill.
Yes, let's go.
Woo! Let's go, girl.
Kat, what's the first word you think of when you hear the word price?
Tag.
Yeah.
Here we go, Benjamin.
Kat, what's the first word you think of when you hear the word circus?
Circus, clown.
Yeah. Let's go. All right.
Okay, let's
3
do
for
this.
3. Kat, what is the first word you think of when you hear the word today?
Tomorrow.
Let's go.
Whoa! Shut the door.
Amber, we need one more answer.
Oh, my God.
Kat, what's the first word you think of when you hear the word score?
Board. Scoreboard.
No!
What did she say?
She said game.
Score, game. Doesn't mine make a little bit more sense?
No, I would have said game with her. I would have had all the same ones as you, Amber.
Of course you would have. Of course he would have.